Welcome back. You've joined the HOG Auckland Chapter as we're setting up for what's actually the biggest chapter ride since the beginning of lockdown, mid-August of this year. So it's over 100 or 110 days or something crazy like that. And at this stage for today, we've got around about 30 bikes lined up ready to go out for a ride, many of them with pillions, myself included. I've got my wife on the back today. Now, we did have the ride briefing from Tim, the road captain, today, a few minutes earlier, and its engine stands up. We're getting ready to go. Tim just rode up to take the lead position at the end of the driveway there. Everyone else is just gradually pulling out to slot in behind him, where we will end up waiting in line until the tail end Charlie comes up and tells us, yeah, we all got underway, we're waiting to go, let's pull out. Now, those of you who have seen videos of mine before will have probably seen this in the past, but this is a particularly big ride, and I still find it interesting no matter what. I think it's worth having a moment just to take a look at how it all just comes together. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there goes the tail end Charlie up to the front of the queue to let Tim know, hey, we're good to pull out. And Nev, who's doing tail end Charlie today, duties, will pull out, stop in the middle of the road, hopefully hold the traffic a little bit so we've got an easy turn out of the driveway and onto the road heading up towards, to get the ride underway. Now, you know it's a big ride when even the Harley mechanics come out of the workshop and film the riders going past, which is what we just see there. It's pretty cool. There's Nev counting, as you do, just to make sure we're not going to leave anybody behind. And we head up to the lights at the end of the street. We're going to turn right onto Mount Wellington Highway. Now, we would have seen this a few times, but I don't know, I still find it interesting, but that's just the way I am. Along Mount Wellington Highway, so you know what comes next. We'll be using the Princes Street access way to get onto the motorway, which is, when we're heading south, it's the most commonly used, at least in my experience, way to access the southern motorway. And we're going to be travelling quite a way down south today towards the Papakura off-ramp, where we're going to then turn right and head up towards Kingseat, Glenbrook, towards Waiuku, and then up over around Pukekohe Way. Not crossing the Waikato border because we can't, but getting pretty close to it. And then heading back up in the northerly direction up towards Manurewa to the Auckland Botanic Gardens, which is our final destination. Haven't been there before, to be honest, which seems a bit weird. Lived in the city all my life, but I guess it's the first time for everything. And that's what often happens on HOG rides. You go places where you think, man, why haven't I done this before? Maybe today's going to be just such a day. Anyway, we've just turned onto Princes Street, and this leads, of course, to the motorway on-ramp, the Princes Street on-ramp, strangely enough. As we head up towards the on-ramp part, there's a little overbridge that goes over the motorway, and often we're having to stop there on account of traffic light phasing at the other side of the bridge, which in this case would be a good thing because the ride itself did split up pretty much immediately from when we left Auckland Harley-Davidson, and with any kind of luck, a hold up here at traffic lights would give the second group a chance to catch up to the main group so we can ride together. Now, it turns out the traffic light gods really were smiling on us today, because we all got through on this set of traffic lights, which maybe is a little bit unusual because there were cars in front of us, plus the bikes, which I don't know how many there are in our group. I think looks like in the order of 14 to 18 bikes. But we all managed to get through the traffic light in one go, which is good, so there's no further splintering of the group. and we are now joining the Southern Motorway, which is just where we want to be. We've got a little bit of riding, I think it's maybe 15 minutes, a bit more, to the Papakura off-ramp, and we do this in the usual HOG fashion, which I've talked of many times before. Follow the road captain, pretty much get along into staggered formation where possible. Just use one lane so we're not inconveniencing a whole lot of traffic that unnecessarily, and just keeping a good steady pace. Probably we'll find the road captain is headed for the fast lane, which will be the usual procedure, and we just slot in behind there until we start to all together move off the motorway. Now the story's still got a little way to run, with about an hour and a half worth of riding to do before we come back up the motorway to Manurewa to the Botanic Gardens, but we're going to catch that in next week's story. So for now, we're going to wrap it up, leave us riding down the Southern Motorway. Take care out there, ride safe, have fun.